Namaste. I thank Swami Vivekananda Maharaj and Sri Ramakrishna Math for providing me this opportunity to talk about one of my inspiring leaders, visionary Swami Vivekananda, and how his principles transformed my life to be a meaningful and a purposeful. I still remember when I was a small child, we used to have Swami Vivekananda's mesmerizing picture in our house. And I asked my mother who this person is. My mother said, he is a Mahapurush, Swami Vivekananda. Truly, he is a Mahapurush. He is still living in the minds of billions of people in the world through his thought-provoking teachings. Swamiji had given so much to this country and the world, and today I'm going to talk about one of his quote that it strongly moved me. And in fact, this is one quote which I've been following very deeply into me is service to humanity is service to divinity. I've been always learning great lessons from that one principle. Swamiji says, our duty to others in helping others and doing good to the world. Why should we do good to the world? Apparently help others, but really we are helping ourselves. Swamiji says, don't stand on a high pedestal and take your money and hear the poor man. But he says, be grateful that the poor man is here. By gifting him, you are helping yourselves. It is not the receiver who is blessed. It is the giver who is blessed. And be thankful for you to exercise the benevolence and the mercy in the world and thus become pure and perfect. These words of Swamiji clearly demonstrates that how empathetical he was, who felt the pain of people who have been affected. I had a great teacher in my school who inculcated a lot of moral values into me, and he also had brought in a lot of lessons and quotes of Swami Vivekananda. Therefore, this principle, doing good to others, to do good to yourself or myself, had strongly instilled in me. Swamiji also says, success isn't to pay as much attention in the means as to the end. Way back in late 80s and early 90s, when I was in school, I used to be deeply affected by the people who were not able to meet the basic requirement be fulfilled. So at that point of time, I decided that I should make a difference in improving the conditions of poverty that prevails in the society. I thought the means to do it is to create wealth and then distribute that wealth to the people who are not so wealthy so that they can also come up in their respective lives. So therefore, at that point of time, I decided to pursue engineering so that I can create wealth and then share that wealth to all the people who are in need. Like I had great teachers in my school, I also had a great teacher and a mentor during my post-graduation who also could show and make me believe that wealth alone is not a means to serve to people. it is also possible through science that one can serve the society. So this again transformed by means of doing good to others. And therefore, I chosen to take up research as my career so that I can create technology that can impact the country and then technologies that can impact the lives of people for their betterment. In doing evil, we injure ourselves as well as others. In doing good, we do good to ourselves as well as others. According to Karma Yoga, the action one has done cannot be destroyed until it has borne its fruits. No power in nature can yield it from stopping its results. If I do a bad action, no power in universe can stop or stay it. Similarly, if I do a good action, there is no power in universe to stop bearing its good results. I focused to work in research and development to reduce human sufferings and to uplift my country. So there are technologies that are developed has actually impacted the life of people, particularly in the treatment of the chronic wounds. I also had the opportunity through Sri Ramakrishna Mutt, Chennai, to work in the betterment of people who are affected by leprosy. Of course, they are all cured by the bacterium, but then their sufferings in the form of wound did not stop. So that also had an impact in me to come out with better solutions so that their sufferings can reduce. We used to work at Sri Ramakrishna Mutt for a period of 3 to 4 years during 2015. In fact, I consider that as a great opportunity for me in not just doing good for the betterment of the affected people, and actually it is an opportunity for me to good to myself by dressing their wounds. And every Saturday, we used to go there to the Mutt, and nearly hundreds of people who are being affected by lepromatic ulcers, their dressing used to be done at the Ramakrishna Mutt. And at every day, on that every Saturday, after we do dressing, so we also say to ourselves that whatever action that we have done, whatever good that had happened to the people, affected people, whatever fruits that could be generated, it all does not belong to me. I was only used as a means to get something better for these affected people. And that period was so gratifying and so satisfying that created a greater meaning and purpose for my living. So this principle of service to man with service to God of Swamiji had created such an impact in my life, and which made me, because of taking this principle, imbibing this principle deeply into me, had helped me in coming out with solution to do good to others so that I do good to myself. Swamiji says, who cares if there is a hell or heaven? And who cares if there is a soul or not? Who cares if it is unchangeable or not? He says, here is a world which is full of misery, and you should go out and struggle to lessen this misery or die in its attempt to doing things better and forget yourself. And Swamiji says, this is the first lesson one should learn. So do good, be good, and this will take you to freedom and whatever truth there is. He works best who works without any motive, neither for money, nor for fame, nor for anything else. And when a man can do that, he can be divinely. Out of him will come the power to work in such a manner in transforming the world. Selfishness is a main sin. Thinking about ourselves first. I should have the money. I possess everything. He who thinks I would get to heaven first before others, the unselfish man says, I'll be last I do not care if I go to heaven. I can even go to hell by doing so if I can help others. This unselfishness is the test of religion. He who has more such unselfishness is more nearer to the God. Blessed you are to have the privilege to serve the humanity, while many others may not have such a privilege. So therefore, do this service as a worship. So doing service to humanity, you are closer to the divinity.